my name is Terri Sproul and I want to welcome you to my studio. Today we're making an art journal page, and I started off here with Dylusions sprays in lime green, fresh lemon, and squeezed orange. Tapped it off with a paper towel. Here I'm using a large flower stamp with 3 shades of Stazon, 2 in green and 1 in kind of an orangey color. As you see, I like to use pure rubber stamps without any mounting on them. It really does make it easier in your art journal. I'm doing this a second time here to complete my page all the way across. Love that so far. Now I'm grabbing this beautiful stamp from Sin City Stamps, and that's sincitystamps.com. And it's a pretty flower. It works great off the top of a art journal page. Stamping it 3 times, again using a Stazon ink because it is a permanent ink. And when you're working in your art journal, it's always good to use a permanent ink. These are 3 mushrooms that I stamped, colored, and cut out. And here I am inking up another stamp that is just a leaf stamp, again using Stazon in emerald green. Switching to another leaf stamp and using Stazon again in a different shade of green. It's always great to use multiple shades of greens when you're doing leaves and flowers and that kind of stuff. Here I'm grabbing a poppy flower stamp, and again I'm inking it up with Stazon in orange zest, and I'm stamping it down on the bottom, just adding more depth to my scene on the bottom. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to have things, so I'm kind of moving those mushrooms around. Here I'm taking a paintbrush that I've wet with water and a paper towel, and I'm going through and I'm pulling off the ink that I put down originally in my background. As most of you know, Dylusions never truly dry. So if you get them wet again, you can actually lift them off your page. And I'm doing this on all of these stamps of the flowers and my leaves, because I'll want to go back in a later date and color those in. So I'm quickly taking care of all of that and just kind of getting most of the color off. You will not get all of your background color off, but you will lighten it up quite a bit, and it really will help your whatever you decide to use over it to look better. Later on, I actually use Silk Acrylic paints to color all of that in. You'll see me do this technique a couple times during this video. Here I grab some gel medium, it's my favorite adhesive, and a dry paintbrush. A dry paintbrush is very important. That means the paintbrush has never been wet before. And putting some gel medium on the back of my mushroom stamps, laying them down, and then I'm going to be going back over with the gel medium and sealing them completely down to the page. If my paintbrush had been wet, it would have activated the Dylusions in the background, and I wouldn't have liked that. So that's why you need to make sure you always use a dry paintbrush when you do this technique. This is just the cutest little fairy stamp that I have here, and I'm inking it up with Indian ink. Again, another permanent permanent ink. And I'm going to add her on top of my mushroom. I want her sitting on top of the mushroom there. If you don't get a perfect stamp, you can always go in with a black marker and make it better. Here I am stamping up another fairy stamp from Sin City Stamps, and that's sincitystamps.com. And again, I am stamping her while she is making her sit on top of the other set of mushrooms. Here I'm grabbing that Indian ink marker from Faber-Castell, and I'm coloring in wherever I missed the stamped image, especially where the stamped image and the mushroom meet up. You cannot get a perfect image there, so this will help you correct that. Again, I'm taking a wet paintbrush and pulling off the color from the background where the fairy's wings are. Because I really wanted the fairy's wings to have more of a translucent look, so I really wanted them to be fade. Now I'm grabbing my Silk Acrylic glazes in Snapdragon, and I am painting in my flowers that I stamped the original flowers up on top from Sin City Stamps. You can get your Silk Acrylic glazes from colorart.com. Next I am grabbing another Silk Acrylic glaze in a green to paint in all of my leaves that I have scattered around my page. I hope you take the time to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and consider to watch me on a live event that I do on Tuesday nights, where you have a chance as an audience member to ask me questions about the mediums that I am using in my art journal. I'm grabbing that poppy flower stamp again, and I'm grabbing a darker shade of Stazon. This is called Saint Valentine. And again, I just wanted it to balance because I had those poppies on one side but didn't have anything on the other side in those poppies, so I added that. Here I'm grabbing Distressed Stickles in a clear and crushed olive. I did the clear around the flowers, and of course my fairy wings had to be done with the stickles. I must make those sparkle. Again, grabbing that paintbrush and a little bit of water and removing some of that background color from her face so that her face stood out a little more and it wasn't so much into the background. It's a great little trick. It really does make a big difference. Continuing to add this Stickles glitter around my page just to finish it off. Thanks for stopping by, and I really hope that you consider subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful fairy day.